everybody, welcome in. We had a little restart, and here we are.
It's 2020, man.
That's what happens, right?
Something goes right the first time.
We're going to blame that one on Facebook, right?
Here you go.
Welcome in. It's Landmark Live. I'm Ivan Foley. This is Chris Kamler.
Hi!
You know him as @TheFakeNed on Twitter.
You know him and probably not love him, but you know him.
Yeah,
there he is.
Now listen, we hadn't done a show in quite a while, so we thought, what the heck, let's get together and talk about some stuff.
Some stuff has happened.
Some stuff has happened.
Some things have happened.
You know, the last time...
2020 continues to just burn away in the dumpster fire of life, man.
It has. It's been interesting. It's been interesting. I mean, we haven't done a show in the same room since like January.
It's been a while.
We were down at your buddy's bar.
You just get better and better looking, though.
Well, thanks.
It's shocking.
Appreciate that. I work on it.
Crazy.
You know? We're actually sitting. Notice that we're sitting farther apart than normal.
Yes.
That's social distancing, friends.
Mask on.
That's social distancing. And hey, we got a sponsor tonight. Speaking of social distancing, our sponsor makes masks that you need. Check this out. Now that's a Kansas City Chiefs, as you can tell, but the special thing about that one, it glows in the dark. You know,
Woo!
the Chiefs one glows in the dark, and it's reversible. Flip it over, you got your favorite newspaper right there. You buy one of those, we'll autograph it for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't see USA Today with their own masks. No sirree. Look at that.
Thanks,
sponsor, Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay's Custom Designs can make these or any other mask you want. You don't have to get a Landmark mask. You don't have to get a Chiefs mask. Just get a mask. She also does T-shirts, all kinds of things.
I love it.
Lindsay's Custom Designs. Go to her Facebook page, which is LC Designs, right there. Okay?
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you, Lindsay. We like it if you would support our sponsors, because without them, we wouldn't be here.
We would only be able to do 2 shows a year instead of 3.
Well, we've had some time away. We did interview the mayor.
Yeah.
Right before the pandemic?
It was just into it. Yeah, it was late March.
Okay. We did Mayor Lucas of Kansas City after the pandemic had begun. We did a show with Will Sterrett of KMBZ.
Yes.
And since that time, we've kind of cooled our jets a little.
Well, there's been a lot going on, and then yet again nothing going on. So it's been very, very crazy. It's been very quiet.
What have you been doing to stay so healthy and in good shape?
Well, I'm gonna deny that sequitur to begin with, but I changed jobs over the last couple of weeks, or last couple of months actually. That is something that I think the pandemic for me has just there's just a certain amount of stress that you can handle in your life. You got your family, you got your work, you got the pandemic, you got everything else, and I just had to shrink something to get all of that stress into a box.
Right.
So I changed jobs, and so I'm working for a new place now, still working from home, so it's not really different. I just have a different laptop and I log into a different email. So I love it. It's been a lot of fun, and it has allowed me. It's taken a 65-hour-a-week job to a 45-hour-a-week job. So it's been a lot better on me, and I think the other thing I've just been trying to do is stay out of the day-to-day. The other thing that I in March and April, I watched every news conference. I read every article. I read every tweet about all of this. And about 2 months ago, I turned the TV off. I stopped watching Twitter. I stopped watching Facebook, and it's helped my overall perception. The world is still a trash fire. We know that, but I think it's helped me a lot. So
your mind is now more clear to absorb the trash fire.
It still only has about this much space to do stuff, but it's clearer. There's less and less fog. So yeah, I've been trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying.
Well, I bought an elliptical machine.
Yeah, those are great, man.
Well, I don't know. I'm looking forward to hanging my laundry on it and whatever, but unloaded it last night, and that's probably as much exercise as I'll get. I don't know if I'll be using it much, but we got a little exercise unloading it out of the pickup. So
we're going to have to call the Better Body Girls again and have them back up here.
Flexi Body Babe. They could show us that. That was one of my favorite episodes.
I'm still panting. I'm still out of breath from that episode.
My favorite part of that was the beginning when we ran from the Landmark building to the front steps to the Platte County Courthouse with the Rocky theme playing in the
I have a
background.
brand new knee because of that episode, so that's good stuff.
Workers' comp.
Absolutely.
That, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else? You been watching a little baseball playoffs?
Baseball, Chiefs, sports. Trying to. It's especially good now that some of the playoff games are on during the day. I'm glad they got some sort of level of baseball in. It hasn't really been good baseball. It's just been kind of condensed, and that 7-inning thing was weird, and the starting on second was weird. But the playoffs have been really, really fun to watch. There was. I was telling you before the show. Have you heard of pre-sleeping?
No, not familiar with that.
This is a problem that I've just developed over the last couple of weeks, where I'll go to sleep, fall asleep at like 9:30 for an hour, and then I'll wake up, and inevitably my wife is still up watching the game,
right?
Whatever game happens to be on, and then I'll watch the end of the game for an hour, and then I'll go to sleep. So I've been calling that pre-sleeping,
right? Because
it's normal, right? It's got to be it's a normal medical condition. I'm sure it's wonderful.
Yeah, well, we'll Google that and see if that's actually true.
Google that. But yeah, no, the playoffs have been fun. I think it's going to be Dodgers, Astros, and I think they're just going to beat the hell out of each other for a week.
I'm looking forward to that. There might be some high-tight pitches in that series because those two squads don't like one another.
Those two squads have some history, as they say. Yeah, for sure. It's been a lot of fun. It's been good to at least watch sports. Empty stadiums and everything, but it has brought some sense of normality.
I was so anxious for sports and in need of some live sports. I actually watched some of the NBA playoffs, and I typically don't watch.
That's basketball, right?
That is basketball, and it's not really fun basketball to watch. But it was interesting because I hadn't watched it in so many years. The game has changed. The NBA, they shoot 3-pointers all the time now. Back in the day, they used to go into the lane and just beat the crap out of it.
Well, they used to. Yeah, the big guy, Magic Johnson or Shaquille O'Neal would just back up and under the basket and then slam dunk it in. But no, it's a very wide open game.
It's a very spread out game now. So, and then our Chiefs the other night, nice victory though. We didn't play well. Chiefs did not play well Monday night against
we played the Patriots.
Patriots, yes.
And that was a game that we didn't really know was going to happen all the way up to press time, as they call it, and. They didn't play well, but that's the sign of a good team, is when you don't play well and still come out of there with the win. Not having your star quarterback for the other team helps.
Yes, yeah, it was nice.
Highly recommended. And then now they've got a series of 3 games in like 10 or 11 days. They're going to play the Raiders, which I'm not too worried about this week. And then they're going to play, and then they play the Bills. The Bills game is going to be tough. That's going to be a tough game. So if we can get through the Raiders game unscathed, I think there's not a lot of losses on the rest of this schedule, man. The Bills game is going to be hard, but I haven't seen anything from the Raiders or the Broncos or the Los Angeles Chargers or the Vegas Raiders. So we're looking pretty good so far.
We've got a trip to New Orleans late in the season, but even now, Drew Brees looks like he cannot throw the ball deep anymore. So he's swing pass and screen pass.
And Tom Brady got old.
Yeah.
They got old. Brady looks worse than Brees. Brady looks like he's 85. I mean, it's shocking. So they are definitely the worm has turned as the torch has been passed. It is the Mahomes and Cam show from here on out.
And Mahomes is like he's the featured star of the NFL, not just around here, but he's like
even Peyton Manning thinks he's in too many commercials. So
he's the face of the.
Bad,
that's excellent. Yeah, Mahomes is the face of the NFL, and how great is it to have him in Kansas City?
You and I are about the similar ages.
Thank you for saying that.
Let's say, hypothetically, can you recall a Kansas City-based athlete or any athlete that has had a better run in the last 12 months? I mean, where literally, George Brett comes to mind, where he almost hit 400, but then he had hemorrhoids, and so the thing goes down, and then it goes up, and then it goes down. Have you seen anybody start at 100 and just carry that 100 all the way? He was the MVP of the Super Bowl. He got engaged. They're having a baby. He signed the largest contract in major sports history, $250 million.
Yes.
And he's Patrick freaking, and now he's on an undefeated team. I can't recall any athlete that has had a better run of a year ever. Really, it's been incredible.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And the old timers will tell you about Lenny Dawson, but you know, when I was a kid, you're too young to remember Lenny, probably.
Oh, Leonard, love the dude. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my neighbor's dad had connections, and he had this collection of Lenny Dawson autographs. And so the neighbor kids, here, you can have a couple of my Lenny Dawson autographs. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, Lenny wasn't the star. You know what I mean? He was a serviceable quarterback, but he really
and that was
wasn't
back when the lines were. I mean, you knew everybody on the offensive line and the defensive line, and that's where your Chiefs Hall of Famers are.
Yeah, and and the NFL was a different game back then too. I mean, sometimes there were games where they threw the ball maybe only 15 times or something. It was a very run-oriented league way back in the 70s, in the early 70s, but it's just a different level. Mahomes has just brought the Chiefs, the NFL, to a whole new level. It's just so much fun to watch.
And I guess the only downside is that as Kansas City, we are quick to be spoiled. You know, we were quick to be spoiled in 14 and 15, and then we had to suffer through the last few years. You know, the Chiefs are not going to go undefeated. I don't know where their loss is going to be this year, but the Chiefs are not going to go undefeated this year, and the whole world is going to stop that the next day. But otherwise, the guy is he walks on water. He's incredible.
It's amazing.
And the best part of this is that it's pissing off all the rest of the NFL fans of the country.
Yes.
we are now the Patriots fans. We are the hated fan base.
You know, and you see this the other night in the game where Mahomes kind of. Some people would say he took a dive on a couple of those.
I think it was an artistic. It was an artistic choice,
especially the one over by the sideline where the guy's trying to hold him up and Mahomes still goes down. You're a little suspicious, but he
was accosted. What are you talking about?
He has become the Tom Brady as far as getting calls like that, right? And it's so sweet. Great. After so many years of watching somebody else's quarterback get treated like that, our quarterback is the superstar getting superstar treatment from the refs, and I kind of like it.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it, and I'm here for it for the next 10 years too, man. I'm on my couch. I'm ready.
You're not going to go down to a game where they're letting 16,000 people in or something?
No, I was talking with a lady that I work with though, and they're going to go to Tampa Bay. So in Florida, did you hear this a couple days ago? They've listed all requirements on COVID. They have opened up the full stadiums on all Miami football stadiums. So this is college and the pros.
Well,
so when they play Brady in November, I think it's in late November, they'll have 65,000 people there.
Lord.
If Florida hasn't just shriveled up and died by then, but I mean on the off chance that COVID doesn't go away on November 4th.
Well, what could go wrong?
What
could go wrong?
Sources are telling me that it might just all go away, but on the off chance that it doesn't.
Weren't we told it was going to disappear by Easter? Remember that? We did a show around that time. We said, it's going to be gone by Easter, and we kind of joked.
It's going to be gone by Easter. And I remember asking the mayor this question, or you did, or somebody, and he was just like, it ain't going away anytime soon, man. And it's, gosh, what a time to be a politician. Right?
Yeah.
Local.
Yeah. Oh. Mayor Lucas just
national.
You can like him, you can dislike him, any of his decisions, but man, he just has come on the scene at a time when there's been so many problems to deal with. So
and he survived a recall.
They didn't get enough.
They didn't get enough signatures. There weren't enough.
Interesting.
I won't even say it. Good job. I'm a big fan of the guy. I think I think he's handled this very well. It's been a lose-lose situation for everybody. I think he's just doing the best job he can.
He can. I mean, he's done some things that I wouldn't have liked to see him done, but he's also done some things that, hey, spot on. You know, so you win some, you lose some.
Being a mayor's hard there, Ivan.
Oh my gosh, it's tough to be a mayor.
I mean, you got newspapers hounding you if you're a mayor. It's rough. Getting in your business,
getting all up in your business, and then you try to get in their business.
Wow.
And so it's a back and forth. What are you going to do? Presidential politics, though. Let's
go there.
That's always a nice topic. Hey, the debate. By the way, if Chris or I, either one of us, have a fly in our hair,
please let us know.
Send us a message.
Please let us know.
But the debate, the
The
vice
fly,
president.
the fly one. I don't
That's
know.
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know. I didn't watch a second of the debate, but I know that the fly
That
one.
fly had some staying power. So it got stuck. It got stuck in some hair product, by the way.
This is the thing. This is the chaos theory at work, right? You know, these guys go through, I mean, dangerous levels of debate prep. You know, there are some reports now that maybe the debate prep for the president is what caused everybody to be locked in this room, and like 8 out of the 9 people that were in this room now have COVID. Debate prep, it's hours and hours and hours and hours of grilling and grilling, and then you have some damn fly land on the head, and that's all anybody can talk about the next day. So it's it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, I guess.
And you can prep for hours and hours, and then your strategy when you go to the debate is just, well, I'll just interrupt the other guy all day.
I mean, no, you're not. I'm going to let you finish.
That's a strategy that is interesting if you want to create chaos, which I think that the presidential debate was extreme chaos. But
it's. I was telling you this before the show. This has just all gotten very, very sad. Regardless of your politics, regardless of anything, it's how did we get here? You know, I mean, how did we? Well, we elected a reality show guy, and I was the column for the paper that I regret the most was 5 years ago when I said, you know what, just the hell with it. Let's elect a guy. Let's see what's the worst that can happen. Yeah. And you know, it's gotten comical at this point in time, and it's gotten sad, and all attempts to maybe rein it in. He's got enough enablers around him that I think it's gonna be. There will be ripples for years and years to come whenever this gets unraveled.
It'll be interesting. It's been good for Saturday Night Live. It's kind of restarted them in a lot of ways.
Yes, it has.
It's kind of given them material on a weekly basis.
Yeah, David Letterman is somewhere just kicking himself that he retired
too early.
Yeah,
let it go. Guys, you're tuned in to Landmark Live. Hey, we haven't done a show in a while, so here we
caught
are.
up. Got a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah, we haven't seen each other in the same room forever. And you know, Backstop Bar and Grill, where we did the last show that we actually did in person, late January, they got some Platte County Cares money, I noticed. So boom, they're going to keep going, man. I think they got $25,000 out of that deal. So
good for them. They've got a tough location right there behind another well-known restaurant, Tanner's, and so but it's a cool place. It's problem is it's the place you want to go watch a game. There aren't that many games on right now, but good place. Yeah, that CARES Act has been. I think it's come and gone, and I'm eager to see some more of that because I know that there are just jobs that are shriveling up and going away, and businesses that are important and needed. I mean, I just driving through to the studio today, you know, there's just beautiful shops in downtown Platte City that you just hope that they can have the staying power to get through this.
Yeah, it's been a rough time for small businesses, no doubt. But you know, overall, you know, I think it's been okay for others. It's been a tough struggle for others, and so. It all depends on your personal situation. You know, some businesses did okay, some really hurt, some closed. So you know, it's just everybody's different. Some businesses, like I said, we stayed busy the whole time. I mean, I was practically a one-man show during the shutdown there because I just said, hey, everybody clear out. I'm going to be a one-man office. It was me and the FedEx man popping in once a week, and so and you know. Fortunately, we stayed very busy at the Landmark, but there are some other small businesses who weren't as fortunate, for sure.
Well, and it's tough to ask for help, and it's, you know, when help is offered, and then other companies that may have a little bit better footprint did ask for help and, and got some. So you know, it's all in asking. Squeaky wheel gets the grease, I suppose, right?
What are you going to do? I mean, if you've been reading the Landmark, you know some of my feelings on some of the handling of that CARES grant money, but. You know, we're not going to focus tonight on that, are we?
No, we have other foci that we can attend to.
There's been a lot going on at Parkville. I mean, you get to Parkville much? You actually do.
I do. I've been driving through Parkville quite a bit. Yeah, I'm the voice of Park Athletics. I've been doing their soccer games and their volleyball games. They've certainly been touched difficultly by COVID. They've had teams that have they just changed conferences. And so they're in the Heart of America conference now, and so a lot of these teams are local, and they've had a difficult time. They've had some cancellations from some of their opponents, but in general, one of the toughest jobs to be right now is an activities director or an athletic director at a university or a high school, because you're having to be so fluid and change things and go in and go out. But kudos to everybody at Park and everybody at North Kansas City and everybody at Platte County. I know Northtown came up here and played them the other day, and it's been a real challenge. But yeah, Parkville is always great. It's becoming now that they've fixed some of the Liberty highways, it's becoming the parking lot capital of the world. It's becoming the traffic jam parking of the world. Getting off of 64th Street, so you kind of have to go in the back way. But
a lot of repairs.
If only the local government were to help with some of that. I guess they have other problems.
Well, they've got problems. They're in the news quite a bit.
They are. They have. I've noticed that they've been front page news.
Front page. They've been on the TV news even. Which is kind of new for them. Probably not the way they wanted to be on the TV news, but a lot of stuff going on at Parkville that put them on the nightly news. I even saw Chris Katz reading the story about
my goodness.
Parkville last night.
Well, it's when you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Well, when you get Chris Katz on you know you've gone too far there.
In fairness, Ivan, I've had a Mike's Hard Lemonade before.
Have you?
And it messes you up for weeks afterwards.
You're still
it's well, we had that we had the famous Landmark Live episode right here where we drank. We obviously did that incorrectly. We should have been drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Well, we would still be buzzed. Really, I think.
Yeah, because our show shoots at 6. So, according to Sunshine Law and according to police reports, if we were to have one at 6 o'clock, it'd be 2:30 before we'd have any opportunity to sober.
Oh, you'd still be buzzed at 2:30.
Oh, it's crazy. That's craziness.
It's like the liquid Viagra. How long you can go on that stuff? Because it's hours and hours.
If it lasts more than 6 hours, call the police chief. Is that how that works?
You can try. Sometimes it doesn't do you any good. You can make that call to the police chief. I'm not sure it helps. But and what else has been going on at Parkville? Give us a House of Cards reference, because it seems to me the City Hall, the internal workings of Parkville City Hall, they've got a lawsuit going against them. I honestly don't like their chances of winning that lawsuit. They've got some sunshine requests that ended up not getting filled in a proper way. They've got some sunshine requests that still haven't been filled. They're in a lawsuit that's probably going to drag on a little bit longer. They're in a lawsuit that puts them at risk for being fined up to nearly $300,000. As I said, I don't like their chances of winning that, but we'll see how it plays out. I just think that there are a lot of things going on at the city of Parkville that it's kind of a shaky time, shall we say?
Well, elected officials have, if nothing else, they've become emboldened in the last 4 years or last 5 years or 10 years or whatever, to where sunshine laws, they don't care, and just to hell, they're going to do whatever they want to do, and to hell with the outcomes, and to hell with with everything, and which is just a shame. I think whatever happens with national and state and local elections, I hope that they install people that actually begin to give a crap again about the people that aren't them, the people that aren't in City Hall or aren't in the State House or aren't in Washington D.C. I hope that they start to worry about the people that they were elected to serve. I guess that's my soapbox for the day.
Yeah, and some of the governments, and this has kind of been Parkville's attitude, not openly, but kind of if you read between the lines, their attitude's kind of been, we know we're not exactly doing it right, but you want something to be done about it, you're gonna have to sue us. Well, finally they got their wish.
That's somebody to sue them. Yeah.
So sometimes you'll eventually get caught up in a lawsuit, and it might not end well. So
that's a town that has a lot of money in it. There's a lot of money in that town. And then there's just pockets of that town that have no money at all. And it's, you would just like to see a leveling, or, see some more stuff done to English Landing area. That is just, it's a gorgeous, but it's an untapped resource. It's a hidden jewel, and you have so much stuff going on up the hill at 64th Street with all that development and all the Rift Lake stuff, and it just nothing is going down the hill, and it's it's a weird town. It's definitely a town with a line through it.
Yeah, but we enjoy the fact that you're doing some PA announcing down there at Park.
I love it.
And, you know,
It's a blast.
Yeah, and they love you obviously because they're getting record crowds.
They tolerate. Yeah, they are. It has been an interesting thing being a PA announcer where there are no fans.
Yeah. You've even done some games where you keep the mask on.
I keep the mask on all the time
there you go.
at Park and at Northtown. I just wear the mask and you get used to it after a while, but it's still very weird. No fans. There's just the kids and for most of these games I play the music too.
Yeah.
And so I just play the music I want to listen to because nobody will turn around and yell at me when I'm going to play. This Saturday is soccer at Park, and I'm just going to play all Van Halen songs. So
playing some classic rock.
I don't care.
Listen, hey, speaking of masks, guys,
I'm going to have my Landmark Live mask on this Saturday.
Yeah, Lindsay's Custom Designs can make a mask and emblazon it with just about anything you want.
It smells like victory.
It smells like victory. Now, and you can get one that'll glow in the dark. This Kansas City Chiefs one, which, by the way, is reversible because it has your favorite football team on this side. You flip it over, it's got your favorite newspaper on that side. And the good news, let me get that. There we go. Well, here. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
The best news, though, glows in the dark. You know, the Chiefs, just like Mahomes. Mahomes always glowing in the dark, right?
He glows
that sucker
everywhere.
glow. I did test it today. It does glow in the dark. So, Lindsay's Custom Designs, find her on Facebook, and she will set you up, not just masks, T-shirts, all kinds of goodies. You can check out her inventory and her pricing. We're not going to talk pricing because, honestly, I don't know how much they are.
It's a bargain at twice whatever she's offering.
That's
so
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, let me ask you. I know you want to move on to another topic. Let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with mask breath? Have you been a victim of mask breath?
Yeah. It's a killer, really.
Yeah, it's just something that you never would have thought that you would have had to worry about. But 2020 is bringing us murder hornets and mask breath and all kinds of other
and pre-sleeping. What else is going on here? Hey, our old buddy Brad Carl.
Brad Carl,
our sometimes co-host of Landmark Live. He's had some stuff going on in his personal life. I'm not going to bring it up. We'll wait till Brad gets on here. But
absolutely.
Brad's had some developments. We'll let him talk about it if and when.
He's not losing any more hair.
I hope not. I hope not.
Good.
We can blame that on COVID.
Hey, man, sure.
He's COVID-free. I do know that, but he's had some stuff going on. I'm anxious to get Brad on the show, and we'll have him talk about his off-season, shall we say.
And we also had somebody else hit us up. We may have a guest coming up. TV's Brad Porter has wanted to is coming on the show. So
boy, we're getting big
the
time
lovely,
here.
the talented TV's Brad Porter.
Well,
is interested in being on Landmark
when you
Live.
get Brad Porter, I mean, what are you going to do after that?
It's like the Walter Cronkite of
Yeah.
out of work sportscasters.
I mean, and he's been out of work at a couple of places, so
Yeah,
he's experienced at it.
Yeah, he's a pro.
Oh yeah. If you ever want to be out of work, talk to Brad Porter.
Absolutely.
He'll show you the tricks. But yeah, we'll get Brad on the show sometime. Talk to him about his career. He's really. I've never personally talked to him. I know you have.
He's a good dude.
Seems like a good dude on the radio, and so we're anxious to get Brad on the show sometime. I think you told me he actually lives up this way, or his family does.
He lives up this way. I think his family lives up this way, and he has a charity wiffle ball game up here every year. I probably won't have it this year, but they have it off of 64th Street, and so he's a good dude. He's a good Northland supporter.
Seems like we got to get Brad on the show. Brad, thanks for checking in with the request to be on the show. Apparently he's never watched the show. Maybe.
No, obviously not. He just wants on so that we can fire him from this one too.
Yeah, listen. He's making the rounds. This is the only podcast he's never been fired from. So, between he and Brad Carl, we got the league leaders in being fired.
It's good stuff. Man. I love it.
Yeah. Wow, what was I going to say? I had a thought right there and it left.
I saw it. It just ran out the door. Just ran down.
I got distracted by
ran
the
down
clock
the
back
steps
there.
and down Main
The
Street.
clock's telling me we've been on the air for about 30 minutes.
Holy
So,
cow!
you know, I know you guys got to go, but anything else we need to touch on here, Chris? You got something you wanted to sell? Your mom's making some stuff?
Oh, my mom has been making masks as well. They're of the same quality as Lindsay's, and you can find those on my Facebook. I've been making some woodworking things. It's just if you need something, we'll get it to you.
Yeah,
that's it. You know,
we'll make anything.
Everybody's just trying to get through.
Yes.
This. Whenever this is over, we're just all trying to get through it. And so if we need an extra couple of bucks, we just go figure out a way to find a couple of bucks.
We do.
We can't just all be the mayor of some, Midwestern town and throw our name around and get stuff.
No, and listen, we do have that Don't Drink and Drive episode is still available. It's on PlatteCountyLandmark.com.
It's there. I'll tweet it out again. Yeah, it's a good one.
We could send that to Parkville City Hall, and it'd probably get returned with some profanity. But at least we'd sent it and try to do our humble best.
Yeah, and we're not making light of drinking and driving. We're making another famous mayor buddy of ours, Quentin Lucas, got a DWI right before or during his election campaign. Nothing to sneeze at, nothing to squawk at. It's just the habit of you get pulled over. Do you know who I am? I'm going to call somebody more important than you. It's swing around whatever you can swing around. Right. There's a template to some of these things that make them somewhat comical when they do happen. Yeah, and if you had watched our Don't Drink and Drive episode, it actually gave you a lot of tips. In other words, you can feel like you're okay to drive, but you're really buzzed, and we didn't even talk about Mike's Hard Lemonade that night, but you can be buzzed and really not realize how impaired you are. And what was interesting, I was trying to explain this to my son. I never blew over the legal limit in the hour that we were. Neither did I. But I wouldn't have wanted to been behind the wheel. I can tell you that. But I was definitely intoxicated, and certainly wouldn't wanted to have done anything. And then for the 2 hours after that, I think I was speed texting you in a Trumpian way. I was texting you 17 times an hour, and it was some good stuff. So. What about Trump breaking your record for a number of tweets in an hour? I think he did. I think I was at 16 times an hour during the World Series, and he did 17 times an hour. It's amazing. I mean, he's on the Hulk Hogan roid. Well, so it's good stuff, man. He's always got to one up you, doesn't he? He really does. That guy, I tell you. Talk about throwing his name around. Challenge accepted. That's all I can say. Well, guys, we'll have another show soon. We promise not to stay gone so long. We'll actually have a guest on too, and we'll try to get a. Hey, have you been watching the end of game interviews and some of the sports events where they've got the microphone that's about 16 feet long? But hey, I don't understand how you've got these small, usually these very small, attractive female sideline reporters that are 20 feet away from these people, and they all have tiny voices. I don't know how they hear what they're asking because they're far, far away. They are across the room from these people. It's nuts. Yes. But anyways, another Landmark Live coming up soon. Brad Porter, you're on alert, man. We're going to reach out to you. We're going to get you on the show. So don't run off. Don't get fired. Is he working anywhere right now? He's on his lawn. Okay. He's working on his lawn. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.